Have you ever wondered why your dog presses against you at night, curling so close that you can feel their heartbeat against yours? To us, it seems adorable, maybe even funny, a sweet sign of affection. But to them, it's something much deeper. Behind that quiet act lies an instinct, a message, and a story that most dog owners never realize. Tonight, we're going to uncover that story, and by the end, you may never look at your dog's bedtime habits the same way again. Every dog owner knows the little routines. The clicking of paws across the kitchen floor, the thump of a tail against the couch when you say their name, the way they stretch out beside you after a long day, sighing in perfect contentment. These moments feel ordinary, but they carry extraordinary meaning if we pause long enough to notice. Take Sarah and her golden retriever, Max. Every evening, after dinner and a short walk, Sarah settles into bed with a book. And every evening, without fail, Max hops up and presses himself right against her side. Not just near her, but into her, his head on her chest, his back along her legs, sometimes even nudging her arm until she wraps it around him. If Sarah rolls over, Max rolls too, always finding a way to maintain contact. At first, Sarah laughed it off. "He's just a cuddle bug," she'd say. But one night, as she tried to fall asleep with Max's body snug against hers, she began to wonder, what does this really mean? Why does he need to be this close every single night? And that's where our journey begins. Because dogs rarely do anything without reason. And this reason, this nightly closeness, is far richer, more complex, and more beautiful than most people realize. When a dog presses against you, one of the simplest explanations is instinct. For thousands of years, dogs' ancestors wolves survived by sleeping close together. Wolves didn't just share space. They stacked their bodies, overlapping and curling into one another, creating warmth and security in the cold, unforgiving wild. A lone wolf at night was vulnerable, but a wolf in the pack, safe, protected, strong. Your dog may live in a modern home, with soft blankets and air conditioning, but that ancient survival code still whispers inside them. Pressing against you is their way of saying, "I'm with my pack. I'm safe because you're here, and you're safe because I'm here too." Consider Jason's husky, Luna. Jason adopted her from a shelter where she had been surrendered after bouncing between homes. On her very first night with him, she climbed onto his bed and curled tightly against his legs. Jason thought she was nervous, clinging out of fear. But as days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, Luna's pattern never changed. She pressed close every single night. It wasn't anxiety. It was instinct, the same instinct her ancestors had lived by for millennia. But instinct is only the beginning. Dogs are also masters of emotional connection. They read us better than we read ourselves. They know when our breath is shallow, when our shoulders slump, when our tone shifts. And sometimes pressing against us is their way of bonding, syncing their rhythm with ours. Emma, a college student, tells the story of her beagle, Oliver. During exam season, Emma would stay up late, her desk covered in textbooks, stress radiating from her in waves. When she finally climbed into bed, Oliver was there, pressing his little body against hers, matching her breathing, grounding her in a way no human could. She began to realize that he wasn't just cuddling, he was absorbing, calming, balancing her energy with his. Science backs this up. Studies show that when dogs and their owners rest together, their heart rates can synchronize. Cortisol levels, stress hormones drop. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, rises. That gentle pressure of fur against skin? It's more than touch. It's chemistry. And maybe that's why it feels so peaceful. Because in that closeness, two species are saying, "I feel what you feel." And together, we're stronger. Then there's comfort. For dogs, scent is everything. Your smell isn't just familiar, it's home. It's identity. It's love. When they press against you, they're surrounding themselves with that scent, breathing it in like medicine. Think about puppies. From the moment they're born, they huddle against their mother and siblings, absorbing warmth and smell. That closeness is their first experience of safety. When they grow older and press against you, they're recreating that same primal comfort. Marcus, who owns a German shepherd named Rex, tells the story. Every night, Rex would climb into bed and wedge himself so close that I'd practically fall off the mattress. At first, it drove me crazy. But then I realized something. Rex wasn't trying to be annoying. He was trying to feel secure. The more contact, the calmer he was. The pressure was his way of reminding himself, I belong here. I'm safe here. It's not just comfort. It's a ritual of reassurance. But here's where things get fascinating. Sometimes when dogs press against us, it isn't about them at all. It's about us. Dogs know we're vulnerable in sleep. They know we can't hear every sound, can't sense every shift in the dark. And so, by pressing against us, they're placing themselves in the role of guardian. Not only saying I need you, but you can count on me. Maya, who adopted a rescue pit bull named Diesel, shares this. The first night I had Diesel, he wouldn't sleep. He just sat upright in bed, pressed against me, ears twitching at every sound. I thought he was restless, but after weeks, I realized what he was doing. He was standing guard. Even when he finally lay down, he stayed pressed against me, as if to say, you sleep, I'll protect you. And that's one of the most extraordinary truths about dogs. They are capable of guarding while they rest. Their bodies may relax, but their senses remain alert. The contact isn't random. It's strategic. They're putting themselves between you and the world, just in case.